Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Quest to Legend. This deck's been performing really well. I'm basically just going to keep on going till it hits a brick wall, and then we'll make some major changes perhaps, or switch to a new deck. Right now, the main boil of contention that I have is this Acolyte of Pain. I tested it in a couple of more casual games off camera, and it's just not good. We have got to get rid of that thing. I don't know what to put in its place, to be honest. I just have no idea. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in what used to be here, which is an Injured Blade Master. It wasn't super great, but let's keep an eye on that card. It was better than the Acolyte of Pain, and yeah, I need to find another card to put in. Doesn't necessarily need to be a 3-drop. I could put in, you know, some generic good card. I could put in a Shattered Sun Cleric. I could put in, oh, that would actually be good. Maybe I should put in a Shattered Sun Cleric. Yeah, that would be good. Maybe I'll put in a Shattered Sun Cleric. Maybe a Defender of Argus, because I could use some more taunt. That's 4 mana, though. I could put in an Argent Commander for some more removal / card advantage. I could just do a Boulder Festoger for like one big endgame card. Maybe that is the slot in my deck that will eventually be a Tinkmaster Overspark, now that I think about it some more. That seems to be a very helpful card for folks to have in their decks, because you can, you know, turn whatever you want into a squirrel or a dinosaur, and that can sometimes be better than dealing with a taunt creature or some kind of a legendary. Okay, well, here I think it's a pretty easy mulligan choice. We're going to keep our brand new / old Injured Blade Master here for a turn 3 play, but it'd be nice to get a 2-drop. And we do. We got the Fairy Dragon, which is great. If this is an aggro warrior and he drops down and Leper Gnome on turn 1, then I'll kill it. Okay. So I could coin out the Fairy Dragon, and then play the Cruel Taskmaster next turn and swing for 5. What are the risks? The risks is that then they both die to a cleave. I don't think I actually want to do that. If this were a Berserker or another Fairy Dragon, of course I'd coin out one and play the other next turn, but I don't particularly want to go all in on that without a guaranteed thing. So we're going to go ahead and play Fairy Dragon. I wish the Blade Master were a 3-4 instead of a 4-3. Then I could have coined him out and played him. As it is, my opponent has a Fiery War Axe and I don't. I don't know if he's been watching my stream and is playing with my deck. But this is looking pretty grim, actually. I will be totally honest. This looks actually really, really bad because I don't have a way of killing this thing. So we're just going to play the Blade Master, just trot it out to die to the Fiery War Axe. I really wish this were a 3-4. Oh my god, that would be so much better. If this were an Acolyte of Pain, would I be better off? Not really. The Fairy Dragon could just kill it. So he's going to kill my creature with the axe, and then he's got a 5-3 and a 3-2, which is just crazy good. I am on the back foot 100% this game. He is curving out amazingly well. Now that Berserker is like a few turns too late. There's no time for that. We're going to just play Korokon Elite and use my 4-drop to trade with his 2-drop. So I'm hanging on for dear life here. If he's got a good turn 5, I'm just really screwed. My hope is his turn 5 is not that great. And it's okay. So 4-4 and a couple points of extra damage. So now he's going to swing at me for 7. I'm already down to 10. Yeah, we'll just play a Spiteful Smith and hope he doesn't have an answer. If he does, like if he has another Dark Iron Dwarf, I'm just totally boned. This is a very, like, it's a kind of the deck I like to play. It's just a lot of good creatures. And he's got a Narathi Weaponsmith and Heroic Strike. That's a very efficient way of killing off my Spiteful Smith. I had no chance to win this game. The only way that I could have possibly won is if I had coined out the Fairy Dragon on turn 1. There's a chance then that I could have won, because then he would have either had to not play his own Fairy Dragon and then play the Fiery War Axe instead, which would have bought me some time, or he would have played the Fairy Dragon, then I could have traded off, and then I would have been in a better shape. Otherwise, right now, I think I could just concede. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning this, so that was well played, and on to the next game. That just kind of sucked. So he curved out really well. Note that he was the first player, and that really helped him out tremendously there. So had I been first, I might have also won, because then if he didn't have two, I guess he could have coined out a Fairy Dragon and then played Fiery War Axe on turn 2. He just had a better draw. And yeah, so you could say, well, Boris, that's the Narathi Weaponsmith for you. Why don't you put that in your deck? Well, the Narathi Weaponsmith was good because I had stuff to use the axe on, and he didn't have another weapon in his hand. And in a lot of cases, if he were not ahead on the board to the crazy extent that he was, with me on the back foot the entire time, it wouldn't have been as impressive. Okay, so we got Hammerheart the Warlock here. So these next few games are going to be important. We'll find out if, you know, I need to change the deck in a major way or switch to a new deck. If I keep losing like that, or even if I lose like every other game, then I'll definitely need to switch. I was kind of hoping to get stuck at somewhere, you know, higher than rank 14, but if this is where I get stuck, then this is where I get stuck. So, this is not the most inspiring of opening hands, but I might get to use the Fiery War Axe if this Warlock plays some kind of minions. And he is Flame Imp. Does he have another one? I think he does. Yeah, he's got something else here. Luckily, if it's a Blood Imp, I can still kill it. Okay, so Priestess, I can still kill this. The Fiery War Axe conveniently does 3 points of damage, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Fiery War Axe. Now, what do you kill here? The Imp or the Priestess? So the Imp hits harder. The Priestess will buff something's health. If he plays a Succubus, I will regret leaving this alive, because then the Succubus will get buffed to 4 health. But I feel like hitting the Flame Imp, which is the harder hitting creature, was more valuable. Voidwalker. That's annoying. Oh my god, that's really annoying. So I can't kill either of these because they're behind the taunt, and he's almost certainly going to get buffed. And in fact, he took both of the buffs there. And yeah, there's nothing I can do here. This sucks. My curve failed. I drew all my 4-drops and 5-drops. So missing that turn there could very well cost me the game. I needed to have something to play there. That's sort of the risk of this deck, is you can get these bad draws. Yeah, now I'm just getting whooped into oblivion. I don't think I can win this anymore. God damn it. That Voidwalker was so incredibly good because it stopped me from killing the priestesses. Cruel Taskmaster comes a little bit too late. So I need to kill this Voidwalker. And then I have to hope that the Cruel Taskmaster will be able to finish these priestesses off. But the problem is they can buff each other. They've been missing each other every time, but they could still buff each other at some point. Yeah, this game's probably over. Wow, that was 2 really dumb games. I just didn't have a chance. My draw wasn't quite good enough, and my opponent's draw was extremely good. Of course, I could have killed the Young Priestess. Had I killed the Young Priestess, well, the Voidwalker still would have gotten buffed. Yeah, I would have lost. The Voidwalker still would have gotten buffed because he had another Young Priestess. And of course, he has Elven Archer plus Mortal Coil, so this aggro stuff is really kind of annoying here. Okay. God damn, this is ridiculous. Alright, we're going to play Sen'jin, but it's really not enough. He has enough cards, I'm almost certain, to just blast through this and then kill me in a couple of turns. God, what a bunch of retarded games. What is going on here? All these 4-drops. I needed something on turn 3 to drop down, and the deck just didn't deliver. Or some removal would have been nice, like another Fiery War Axe maybe, or a Heroic Strike. Slam, I don't know. Alright, so he's going to just go through it via brute force, which is totally reasonable. Okay, I guess he messed up and thought he could deal more damage. He's out of mana. Did he have like another Mortal Coil that he was planning to use? That's possible. He's still fine. He just uses the Elven Archer to kill this engine. I was going to Soulfire. Okay, well that's even better for him. I see. There's the Mortal Coil that he thought he could use. So he's hitting me for tons of damage. Oh my god, this is annoying. Okay, so I guess I could have played Ascension and Cruel Taskmaster on the Priestess. Maybe I should have done that. That was probably a little bit of a premature concession. But like I always say, you have to watch your morale, because if you're getting discouraged, then the negative impact on your play from being discouraged is far more significant than the possible chance of winning a completely lost game is. But yes, I probably should have played Sen'jin and then Cruel Taskmaster to kill the Young Priestess. And then he might not have had an answer for the Sen'jin, and then I might have been able to win, even though I was at 4 health. He probably should have just traded the Elven Archer in for this engine, kept the Soulfire in his hand, and then just swung for 2 less damage, but then kept the Soulfire in his hand as burn. Okay, so I finally get a good opening hand. That's nice. I've forgotten what that is like. We're up against Duty the Druid, which is a nice name for a druid. What killed me in those games was a lack of early plays. It was like the last 2 games I played, the decks were just like slightly undercut me. They were just a little bit faster than I was and had a little bit more removal than I did, and that was just enough to get basically free wins against me. But I still think this deck is good most of the time. It's just in those particular games it happened to suck. You can't win all the games, there will always be games that you lose no matter what deck you play, so I feel like this is fine. Okay, so I'm going to play the Fairy Dragon here. There's pros and cons to both. The problem is that Claw kills both the Berserker and the Fairy Dragon, but the Fairy Dragon at least doesn't die to a Wrath, so I'm increasing slightly my odds of survival by using the Fairy Dragon. Of course, now we should play the Berserker because this is really irritating. Oh my god, that's a really good drop for him. Well, what we'll do is, I'll do this, and I'm going to swing for 3 damage. Let him get the kill on my Fairy Dragon, and we kind of break even there, because I get to still keep 1 tick of the axe, but he gets to kill my Fairy Dragon with the Golem. Or not. Alrighty. That's a pretty good drop for him here. I mean, I could play the Amani Berserker, hit this with my axe, and execute, but I'd rather just play my own Senjin and pass the turn. So next turn I might hit this thing and finish it off with my own Senjin, and hopefully play a Spiteful Smith. Okay, that happened. That's pretty good though, a 4-drop eating a 5-mana removal spell, and I've got plenty of health, so this should be okay. The main issue is that time's kind of passing these Frothing Berserkers by, but this is a pretty difficult thing for him to deal with, especially now that he's used up Starfall. So perhaps I'll be able to let this guy actually survive. He does have 5 cards. He has Starfire available to him now. Swipe would kill this, but the Senjin would have to attack. Same with Starfall and Starfire. And the Senjin would survive with a maddening 1 health, but that is what this Fiery War Axe is for, so that should be fine. He's going to Wrath. I see. So he's going to Wrath and use the Senjin to finish it off. Well, that's actually pretty good for him. He does get 4 mana left after that, so I suppose that's better than anything else. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Alright. Well, I think definitely I want to kill this thing. And then play a Berserker and a Berserker. Now he can kill the Frothing Berserker by using Shapeshift plus the Senjin. So be it. I need to get stuff down. Now, of course, I have all these like early drops that are no good because my opponent played 2 Senjins and had removal for everything I've played. So he's played a Wrath and a Starfall. And a Harvest Golem, which was really annoying because it killed my Fairy Dragon. Had I played an Amani Berserker, I would have been better off. But then again, maybe he would have just Wrathed it, and then I would have lost anyway. So he's going to silence that or deal... He's going to silence it. Okay. That's fine. He's actually going to hit it. So I guess the Senjin can finish it off. Interesting choice. Rampage. Oh my goodness, that worked out nicely. Think my opponent might regret the decision that he made. I'm going to actually kill the Keeper of the Grove, and the reason for that is that it plus Shapeshift could have killed off my Amani Berserker, so I'm happy to put 2 damage on this creature to finish his minion off. Now the disadvantage of that play, of course, is he has 4 cards to my 4 cards, so I'm not actually ahead, and I missed out on the opportunity to deal 5 damage to him. The nice thing is I'm safe from Swipe. Swipe kills this but enrages this, and it still doesn't die to a Shapeshift, so he needs Swipe and something else if he wants them both to die. If he drops an Ironbark or an Ancient of War, I could actually kill it with my axe plus an Execute. I do go down in cards, though, when I do that. Alright, so he's going to give the Taunting guy, he's going to Innervate and spend 5 more mana. To Nourish. Oh, geez. Well, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Unless I get mad value out of all my stuff here, I'm in a lot of trouble. Heroic Strike. That's a pretty timely arrival. I would rather use that than the Execute, because, well, boy, I don't know. So I could basically use the Axe plus Execute or the Axe plus Heroic Strike to kill this thing. What is better? I think what's better is to use the Execute. Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, if he plays a big Taunting Tree, I wish I had the Heroic Strike. But if he plays... Or I wish I had the Execute. But... Since I'm so behind on cards, I might need to hold on to Heroic Strike and use it as burn for the face. Thing is, he's so high on life, I might as well use the Heroic Strike, because I'm really, like, just realistically, I'm not going to be able to burn him out. This Execute's really hurting me here. I would much rather have had, like, a creature to play, obviously, there. I could have played up to 6. Like, imagine if this were a Boulder Fist Ogre. Not that I'm saying I should trade this out for a Boulder Fist Ogre, but just imagine, like, that's something that you have to consider when you're building your decks. These guys are not that impressive, and the Argent Commander is going to kill off my Frothing Berserker here. He's gonna play Mind Control Tech. Well, this is pretty much over. He's just got so many cards. That Nourish won it for him, and Heroic Strike just doesn't do anything. Oh my god. Is there any conceivable way that I can win right now? Yes. The only way that I could conceivably win is if I burn him out. So I do wish I had used the Execute rather than the Heroic Strike. I just don't think I can deal 13 damage. Plus, you know, he's getting a health every turn. This has been a very underwhelming beginning to the video. I was cruising along, winning games left and right, and then all of a sudden we played two aggro decks who just curved me out, and then a Druid deck who had enough removal and Senjin Shield Masters to just win with card advantage off of the Nourish. He is going to take the time to kill my creature and then attack. And that Boulder Festoger sure is nice. Cruel Taskmaster will not help. Oops, nope. Concede. Okay, wow, that's 3 losses after like a string of wins. Do I actually drop down in rank after that? Because I'm at 0 stars, or am I still rank 14? No, I'm at rank 14 but with 0 stars. That's cool. So we're fighting to keep rank 14 here. I don't know, honestly, like, I think to win any of those games, I would have needed to have just a totally different deck, or totally different draws. The first two, with a better draw on my part, or a worse draw on my opponent, I could have won, but like the central conceit of the deck, I think I would just would not have worked against any of those decks, given the draws they had. So let's see if we can get back into it, or if this deck is just bad. This is a nice curve. And sure, I'll keep a Slam for removal, because I might as well, because I have a 2, 3, and 4 drop. I could have mulliganed the Slam hoping to get another 2-drop. That would double my chances. Then I could coin out a 2-drop on turn 1 and play the other on turn 2, but it seems fine enough to just keep this as a kind of removal. Note that this could also be used potentially on my Amani Berserker to enrage it. And then draw a card as well. Okay, well, with the Fiery War Axe, that makes my decision very easy. I will coin out the Berserker. Against a Paladin, this is nice. If he was planning to make a Recruit, it's a lot less exciting with the Amani Berserker on the field. And I can play Fiery War Axe next turn if he does play like a real drop that challenges the Berserker. And I can kill it. This will kill pretty much any 2-drop other than like Nat Piggle. So I think that's... You feel pretty secure when you have a Fiery War Axe in your hand as a warrior. Now I'm not going to slam my Amani Berserker now. This is not that type of a deck. That's like if he, you know, were to play a Senjin Shield Master or a Chillwind Yeti. This would be a very efficient way of dealing with it. Here, I'm happy just to play the War Axe. Alright, so he's got a slow start. Note, by the way, just a quick point of order. My opponent has not played a Recruit for 2 turns now. He just passed turn 2 and turn 3 completely because of this Amani Berserker. So that's for all you Bloodsail Raider fans. This is why I have the Berserker, or part of why I have the Berserker in the deck. So Hammers of Wrath, that does give him some card advantage, but the problem is that now I just keep on swinging and I've got a massive board lead. So I could start swinging at the face with the Fiery War Axe, given that I have the Arcanite Reaper in my hand. I'm going to hang on to that for just a little bit, though. I think next turn I'll start swinging at his face if he doesn't give me something to do. The thing is, with this Harvest Golem out here, like, it just seems pretty good to be able to combo with the Fiery War Axe. Alright, so he has a secret in play. I will check for it with the Fiery War Axe, if it's a Noble Sacrifice. I don't want to put damage on either of my creatures. Taskmaster, not handy just yet. It is Noble Sacrifice, alright. So my axe goes to good use. We'll swing for 6. Now if you're wondering, well Boris, why aren't you playing your Kor'kron Elite? And the answer is, this deals 4 damage the turn it comes into play. So like, if I were to play it now, and then play the Senjin the following turn, this would deal a total of 8 damage. Whereas by playing the Senjin and then playing this next turn, I deal a total of 7 damage. I might as well just do that, because the taunt could be relevant. Yes, Avenging Wrath. I just hope my Yeti survives. And the Yeti clings to dear life. That's great. Okay. Well, let's play this guy. Do I play the Cruel Taskmaster to buff this guy's damage? It makes them both vulnerable to Consecration. But I see I'm hitting for 8, 11. He's got 6 health. Yeah, because the reason I do this is because then the Arcanite Reaper can burn him out next turn. So that extra 2 damage makes all the difference in the world. The difference between him being at 4 and him being at 6 is gigantic. So now if he consecrates, he's only got 3 mana left to drop a taunt or heal. And he just top decked a consecration, but I don't care because I'm planning to kill him with Arcanite Reaper. Does he have a taunt? Nope. Does he have a Sun Fury Protector? Nope. Okay, so that's the game. Finally, we got one. Whew. It was a good curve. I had a good draw. And the Amani Berserkers, I think, really earned their keep. Against a Bloodsail Raider, my opponent would have just dropped out the recruits, and then I might not have done so well. So, Amani Berserker, thank you for being a hero. Alright, we got a star back. That's, forgot what that feels like. Forgot what winning 10 gold feels like. Let's go ahead and just play a couple more games here, because those first 3 were so miserable. Maybe we can get back into the swing of things with this deck. Still think it's a good deck. Maybe I'm not so sure now that it can go all the way to the top, like to 5, which is where I'm really hoping to get. But should be able to get to 10 or something close. I will note, Execute hasn't been good yet, ever. And in one game, it would have been much better off as a Boulder Festoger, so I might actually swap it out. I'd need to have like at least a game or 2 where I'm like, yes, I really needed that Execute. Oh, word. Okay, well I'm first, which is bad, so having 2 3-drops when you're first kind of sucks. I will keep the Golem, because that can stop a lot of aggression. But if he's like, oh Jesus, oh this is horrible. Well, Boulder Festoger wouldn't have been good here either. Amani Berserker, okay, well let's see what he does on turn 1. I hope he passes the turn. If he has a really fast play like Flame Imp and Coin and then Young Priestess or something, it can put me in a lot of trouble. Luckily, he doesn't have a coin play, so thank God for that. This is the wrong weapon. I really would have rather had the Fiery War Axe there to kill off this Voidwalker. These guys are so annoying. It's actually kind of remarkable how frustrating they are. I guess, you know, taunt is good. So now he can drop anything he wants, and it's protected from my Berserker. So you could make a case that if this were a 3-2, it'd be, or if I had a 3-2 creature here, then I'd be much better off. So he's going to enrage it and kill it off with a charging Murloc, which is a totally fair play. So I'm not behind there. It's just a 2-drop for a 2-drop. And my 2-drop also dealt damage to the Voidwalker, so I feel like that was a fine trade. Now the Golem's threatening to finish off the Voidwalker, which is nice. Next turn I cannot play a Spiteful Smith, sadly. My opponent's not putting up too much pressure though, which is nice. I actually would be tempted to execute this thing just so I can kill the Loot Hoarder, but I'm not going to do that. That seems a bit silly. He is thinking about what to do. Oh, word. What a weird name that is. Alright, he passes after some deliberation. No problem. I wish there was a no problem emote. There needs to be. Why is there an emote for sorry, but no emote for no probalo? Anyway, next turn we can play Spiteful Smith. I do wish this had been some kind of a 4-drop. I'd be much farther ahead. It's going to quit out a 5-drop. Hopefully something that dies to Arcanite Reaper. Doomguard. Oh, jeez. Well, it's a Murloc deck. What the hell? I don't understand what's going on here, but that's fine. I really don't understand. Okay, so here, I've got a couple of options. I could play Arcanite Reaper and cash out the little Golem to kill the Doomguard. That's one option. I could also cash out the little Golem and play Execute. That allows me to play the Injured Blade Master, but I'd rather just have the Arcanite Reaper in my hand, honestly. Note that I'm using the damaged Golem rather than the fresh Golem, because in case of like Hellfires or Mortal Coils, I'd rather have the healthy one and then nothing else rather than 2 little dinky ones. Well, he's got 4 cards to my 4, but I also have a creature and a weapon, so I'd say I'm ahead. Now, he does have a lot of health, so he can life tap freely, but he's sort of behind. He is playing a Murloc deck. There's no question about it. It's just also got Doomguards and Voidwalkers in it. Alright, I have to keep in mind my health is dropping a little bit here, so I need to be somewhat careful. Like a Korkron and Armor. That actually seems pretty good. And then kill that. Always armor up after attacking. In this deck, it actually makes no difference, but you should still be in the habit of doing that. 17 health should be plenty against a Warlock with only 3 cards on turn 6. I feel like I'm in a huge lead here. You need to have something pretty incredible to win. Maybe like a Lord Jiraxis would actually let him win the game. He's going to life tap. In 3 turns, of course. That's 9 mana, so not right now, but in general, I'd be concerned about legendaries. Knife Juggler, and he's probably going to play a Tide Hunter and take 2 Knifelings. Oh, geez, wow. Well, for once, the Knife Juggler actually misses, which is strange news here. Inner Rage is a card that has not been super great for me. Do I equip the Gore Howl here? I th I think it's either that. I mean, it's either that or play a Smith. I could trade my creature away, or I could... Yeah, let's put the Smith out here. This is really difficult for Warlocks to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cash out the Golem. I'm going to cash out my Korkron. Armor up, pass turn. So now I can Inner Rage perhaps my Spiteful Smith, make it a 6/5 and swing for damage and make the Gore Howl really huge. It's got a Warlock Tidehunter, a Voidwalker, so that's fodder for my Enrage, that's fine, and a Leper Gnome. Okay, this is looking pretty good. He, of course, plays everything and then life taps. Kind of surprised to see that at rank 14. You should really life tap first and then do everything else, as everybody knows. He's got way too much stuff that isn't Murlocs in this Murloc deck. But anyway, I'm not going to complain. So we're going to just kill that. We'll kill that. I think I'm actually going to kill the creature that hits harder. Armor up. And do I use Heroic Strike to kill this thing? Yes, simply because I have Gore Howl for removal. Enraged Gore Howl, no less. So I might as well not leave him with this thing that's going to get buffed and potentially kill my creatures. A Battle Age would be nice for me. It would draw me 3 cards. Rampage would be nice for me as well. Execute's a little bit abysmal, actually. I might need to take this out. Some folks suggested having it. And maybe it's good against, like, legendary heavy decks. But I'm not really seeing those. I'm seeing all these dumb aggro decks. So I might as well... Oh my god. Well, luckily it doesn't make any difference. So I might as well just, you know, not bother. Alright. Can I actually win? What is this? 9 plus 8. 17 damage. This actually I have the kill here, so always look for the win, kids. In Constructed as well as the Arena. And, okay. That is that. So after 3 crushing losses, we win 2 in a row. I guess that's not enough to go on a win streak. Okay, let's play one more game here. So we played 5 games so far. Let's play one more. See if I can get on a win streak. I think it's 3 wins for a win streak. Is that right? So we'll see if I can get one more win to go on a win streak. And then we will either therefore end this video on a note of highness or a note of crushing heartbreak and disappointment. So yeah, Execute maybe is something else I could take out for now and then put it back in later once I start playing with against a lot of legendaries and stuff. But like, there just haven't been like anything that's been worth executing, and the one time I could have used it on a Druid of the Claw, I used Heroic Strike instead. Alright, another Warlock. Boy, today is the day of Warlocks. Somebody did say that at rank 14 they just play nothing but Warlocks, and it's true so far. Okay, so I've only got 1 Execute in the deck, and I'm happy to draw it, because that means I can mulligan this thing. I will keep this as a 2-drop, and this is a 3-drop. And this is so great against Warlocks. It's just so likely to kill things. Oh, yeah. Play your young priestess now, you bitch. Come on. Put that priestess down for a cruel taskmaster. Get back to work, you priestess. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Come on. Or I'll do like a leper gnome. Leper gnome? You can do a leper gnome for me. Yeah. Amazed I'm seeing all these Warlocks and no blood imps. And I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Since I took out Whirlwind, I don't have an answer to Blood Imp anymore. Is there any point in coining out a Fiery War Axe? There is really none. Because it's unlikely I would play a Cruel Taskmaster next turn if a Fiery War Axe is in my hand. That's just not needed. Unless he plays, like, again, Nat Pagel. But if he does that, then so be it. So I could coin out the Berserker next turn, but I'm guessing a Warlock would play something for me to Fiery War Axe. No, he's going to life tap. Well, let's see what he has. What would I draw? I might get a 2-drop, like a Berserker or a Fairy Dragon. I didn't. So I could put this in... You know, I'm just going to put this in my hand. I'm not going to use the coin just yet. The coin could be useful on turn 4 to play Spiteful Smith, because right now I got nothing to do on turn 4. That is at all impressive. So we'll put the Fiery War Axe. We're going to protect the Frothing Berserker. Oh shit! He's not playing anything. This is probably like one of like the Mountain Giant / Twilight Drake Warlock decks. That's what it is. I forgot about those. I just played all these Murloc Warlocks and I thought, oh yeah, that's what it is. And then it's totally not that at all. Shit, I really wish I had Execute now. Because if I did, I could just hit something with my axe and then Execute. So, yeah, this actually really sucks. I'm not going to hit his face with that axe just yet, but I have a feeling we're about to see a Mountain Giant, because it's playable right now. If a Warlock is second... No, he's first. He couldn't play Mountain Giant, but still, a 4/9 is pretty good here. Oh my god, I was not lucky enough to get an Execute. So how much damage can I deal? I can deal 5, 6 damage? 7. Well, I can deal 7 damage, but a 4-9 is a little bit better than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to apply some pressure here. I think that's what I have to do. Oh, wait. I can do coin, smith, inner rage, and hit for 5. No, this will only be at 3 power. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. And now I'm going to coin. So I could, like, inner rage this Frothing Berserker and Cruel Taskmaster and hit him for, oh my god, what is that? That would be 5, 6. I could hit him for 8 damage. I think that's better than just, like, playing a Fairy Dragon. If he's gonna, you know, do dumb things, then I might as well. Oh, I guess I could actually just kill the Twilight Drake. With the axe. No, you know what? Screw it. Whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and hit him for 11 damage. So he's at half health. And, you know, if he has, I mean, he's got so many cards, he probably has removal, but at least it should, having to play removal to kill my stuff should stop him from playing Mountain Giants. That does not look good at all. Mortal Coil. Oh, fuck. That's so terrible. That is amazing. And then he has, what does he have for that? Soulfire? Ironbeak Owl. Oh, it's lame. Who plays with Ironbeak Owl? Jesus Christ. I don't think I can win this game. This looks pretty grim. Oh, wait, nope. Alright, with Arcanite Reaper, I could potentially burn him out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. This. Always play to your outs. If he does not have a Sun Fury Protector or a Defender of Argus, this will kill him in a couple of turns. Oh my god. He's got a Molten Giant for free. He's got another Molten Giant for free. And he gives them taunt. I really can't beat that. I don't think there's anything I could do this game. He just had a really good draw for his strategy, and I just didn't catch on in time that that's what he was doing. It's possible that I could have, like, done something about it, played my early turns differently. Oh my god, that's a really annoying deck. I can't do anything about this, so let's just go ahead and slam one of these. See what we get. Battle Rage, sure. And I'm not going to give a well played, so yeah, thanks for watching. I was really hoping it was around rank 10 or later that I would hit a brick wall, but here we just lost 4 and 1 2, so I might need to make some changes to the deck, or I could just, you know, keep on playing it, hope that on a different day it will perform better, when I'm not up against so many Warlocks, and those aggro losses could have definitely turned out better for me. It was tricky because I mulliganed an Execute, which would have obviously been really great against that Warlock deck, so I think I will keep the Execute in there for now. But because the other Warlocks that I'd seen were really aggressive, Execute didn't seem to make any sense to keep, and you just don't know what you're going to face until you start to play the game. So that was a bit of a disappointing day after the last couple of videos, but we'll give this deck a couple more chances to make it further in rank, and I'll see you next time for some more Quest to Legend. Stay tuned.